Good morning, team. Thank you again so much for jumping on this call. And on this 234th episode of my Monday Morning Pep Talk, I will discuss momentum, a topic that commonly flies under the radar, but plays a pivotal role in shaping our outcomes. Just like a snowball rolling down a hill gathers more snow and speed, momentum propels us forward towards our vision and our goals. But before I discuss how to harness the power of momentum, I want to remind you of my professional purpose, and that is to help you, the broker advisor, optimize your productivity and help you become the best version of yourself. Why? Because happy brokers do sell more real estate. And I help you become that by teaching you how to handle challenges and opportunities that you face every single day. And if you can effectively manage those certain situations that arise on a daily basis in your business, you will be more productive and you will live a life that is the best version of you. And my ask is that you listen to me today as if we are in a one-on-one coaching call, whether it be in my office or on the phone. And for those of you in your car right now listening to the podcast, recording, or you're out walking your dog, or you're listening to it as you walk down the street and enjoying these spring months, welcome. In 2010, Darren Hardy published a book, The Compound Effect, which has had a seismic impact on my life and business. In 2010, I was still deep in my rebuild, and The Compound Effect outlined the philosophy of creating consistent effort over a long period of time, which I immediately connected with, primarily because I understood it, and it was a low cost, high impact, and easy to implement strategy. If you haven't had a chance to dive into the pages yet, I highly recommend it. It is a incredible book, and whether you prefer to read or listen, it's a quick yet incredibly powerful 223 pages. In Monday Morning Pep Talk episode 233, I shared with you some of my virtual mentors and the stories that had had a huge impact on me. The stories became mile markers on my growth journey, a journey that helped me identify the know you, like you, trust you sales funnel, the strategy that helped me build and maintain incredible momentum in my business. I want to share a brief excerpt today from The Compound Effect. That was one of those mile markers for me. And it really came out of chapter 4, which he called Momentum. And it highlighted the consequences of inconsistency and the power of perseverance. It emphasized the gradual buildup of momentum akin to pumping water from a well and the devastating loss when momentum is abandoned. This lesson transformed my mindset, focusing me on proven strategies and habits. Over the following years, I doubled my business multiple times, even amidst a real estate recession, which truly validated Hardy's principles. Hardy uses the pump well analogy to describe what can happen if you stay consistent and also what happens when you don't. This analogy really hit home for me because I grew up in a rural area and I experienced in real time the pump well. Here's what Hardy has to say about quote unquote pumping the well, straight out of his book. When most people start a new endeavor, they grab the lever and start pumping really hard. They're excited and they're committed. They pump and pump and pump. But after a few minutes or a few weeks, when they don't see any water, which is the results, they give up pumping the lever altogether. They don't realize how long it takes to create the vacuum needed to suck the water into the pipe and eventually out of the spout and into their bucket. Just like the merry-go-round, rocket ship, or steam engine breaking free of inertia, it does take time. massive energy, and consistency to pump water. Most people give up, but wise people continue to pump. Those who persevere and continue to pump the lever will eventually get a few drops of water. This is when a lot of people say, "You got to be kidding me. All this pumping, and for what? A few measly drops? Forget it." Many people throw up their hands in defeat and quit, but wise people persist further. And here's where the magic happens. If you continue to pump, it doesn't take long before you get a full and steady stream of water. You have your success. Now that the water is flowing, you no longer need to pump that lever as hard or as quickly. It becomes easy, actually. All you have to do is keep the pressure steady. All you have to do to keep the pressure steady is to just pump the lever consistently. That, my friends, is the compound effect. Side note, in take flight, we call it 30,000 feet. Now, what happens if you let go of the lever for too long? Well, the water falls down into the ground and you're back to square one. If you try to pump the lever easily and steadily, you won't get any water. The momentum is gone. The water has flown back to the bottom. The only way to get it back is to pump it really hard all over again. That's how most of us lead our lives. It's fits and starts. We get a new business venture going and then cut out on vacation. We start up a routine of making 10 prospecting calls a day, strike a little goal, and then we shift into neutral. We get hopped up about our new date night routine with our spouse, but in a few weeks, it's back to Netflix and a microwave popcorn on the couch Friday nights. I see people buy a new book, sign up for a new program or seminar, and then go like crazy for a couple weeks or months. Then they stop and end up right back where they started. Sound familiar? Miss only a couple weeks of anything, workouts at the gym, affectionate gestures towards your partner, or the phone calls that are part of your prospecting routine. And you don't need to just lose the results those 2 weeks have produced. If that's all you lost, which is what most people assume, not much damage would be done. But by slacking off for even a short time, you've killed your momentum. It's dead, and that's a tragedy. Winning the race is all about the pace. Be the tortoise. The person, given enough time, will beat virtually anybody in any competition as a result of positive habits and behaviors applied consistently. That'll put the mojo back in your momentum and keep it there. Making the right choice, holding to the right behaviors, practicing perfect habits, staying consistent, and keeping your momentum is easier said than done, especially in the dynamic, constantly changing, and always challenging world we share with billions of other people. Love that stretch that Darren talks about in the book. Again, chapter 4, where it's called Momentum. Today, as the market is constantly shifting, maintaining momentum is crucial. And I urge you not to abandon your efforts, but to intensify them, particularly in the 3 areas of the sales funnel, which I outlined last week in episode 233. You have to keep focused on your lead generation and marketing strategies at the top of that funnel so you can create additional opportunities with each client that you're actively assisting with either a purchase or a sell. A commitment to using the transaction systems and processes you've built will help you capture those opportunities. All so you can create a tribe of raving fans that will support your business over your career, not just in the moment. These 3 areas, executed consistently together, create the momentum we talk about today. If you stop pumping the well for too long in any of these areas, you will lose momentum in your business and have to start all over again. That momentum will ultimately create that predictable and enjoyable business that you covet. Let me say that last sentence again, because this is why I coach and teach. That momentum will ultimately create that predictable and enjoyable business you covet. If you feel momentum slipping, refocus on your proven routines and strategies. A changing market doesn't spell doom. Rather, it's an opportunity to recommit to your habits and routines that support your systems and processes and your business. If you are someone that this strategy is new to, let's start today and build it throughout the rest of the year. If not now, when? You create momentum by implementing proven strategies consistently over a long period of time. If you create and maintain momentum, it is mathematically impossible for you to fail. Let me say that again. You create momentum by implementing proven strategies consistently over a long period of time. If you create and maintain momentum, it is mathematically impossible for you to fail. Thank you, Darren Hardy, for writing The Compound Effect. It had such an impact on me. This call team will be outlined in my weekly email. If you'd like to be on my subscriber list, just simply email me at jim@askjimmiller.com. You can also sign up on my Instagram. Have a great week, everybody. Talk to you next week. Thank you.